The show is completely scripted. So every scene, every word is scripted. The writers, thankfully, are so encouraging for all of us to be able to go off book and improv. And in that particular scene that you're describing, I think it's the one with Kelly Clarkson and Robin and I at the table, and we're being a little outrageous. That scene, we just found ourselves at a point where we were starting to riff, and it was starting to kind of go in a certain direction, as things do when you're with Robin Williams. And the writers just said go, and they just let us run with it. And we did about 10 insane takes, some of them which made it into the pilot, others which I think they showed on some of the outtakes.
And when you guys finally got through, did you celebrate with McDonald's?
You know what? I did have a McDonald's hamburger last week. But that was, I mean, we wrapped it some time ago. But to answer your question, it's been in the back of my mind ever since. I haven't had McDonald's in years. It was delicious. Thank you.
Just wondered, I mean, if you're working on a drama and a comedy, does one inform the other? Do you know, is there, just how does that work? The energy, do you go back and forth between Mad Men and this show?
Yeah, so in terms of shooting a drama and comedy at the same time, which I was fortunate enough to do this season with Mad Men and the Crazy Ones, you know, there's an old adage, if you will, that I think an actor is never more on top of their game than when they're busy and they don't have time to think about what they're doing. So for me, the two programs fed one another, just provided me with a place to just bounce back and forth creatively. And they're two very different shows. And at the same time, both shows, both Mad Men and the Crazy Ones, you're dealing with Matthew Weiner in one respect and David E. Kelley, who wrote the Crazy Ones. Both prolific, both write with a lot of heart, a lot of integrity, and they write real relationships.
Weiner, by the way, says it's okay to talk about how Mad Men unfolds in Canada.
Yeah, oh right, that's right.
Tell us how it ends.
I forgot about that Canadian clause.
Yeah,
I can say
totally.
anything. They can't sue me in Canada, right? Right. No. Thanks.
You kind of appeared out of nowhere with Lone Star, and it was one of those shows where the whole TV critic community is behind and rooting for, and then it just disappears so suddenly. How do you pick yourself up after that? And then obviously things have gone really well for you with Mad Men, Political Animals, and now this show.
Yeah, Lone Star. Yes, that was a unique experience. I think from certainly a television standpoint. You know, it's one of those shows that we all saw coming from a while away because of the promotion and the critical praise, which was wonderful. And it's just, I think, a unique experience for me at 25 to kind of see something that was launched to the moon and then to see it kind of come down, if you will, and crash in a fiery burn. But the point is, it was an amazing experience. I loved every part of that. I thought the writing on that was incredible. I loved working with those actors. As we all know, TV is something that you always can't control the outcome. So the lesson for me from that was to enjoy the creative process, to enjoy what you do, to go in and kind of put it all out there because you can't control the outcome. But yeah, I'm fond of that show and still fond of that experience.
And just what's the craziest theory you've heard about your character on Mad Men this season?
The craziest theory I've heard about Bob Benson on Mad Men this season, I think that he's like a time traveler from the future. I don't think he's a time traveler from the future, but I will not say either way.
Can you give us an idea of your character's character and function in The Crazy Ones?
Absolutely. So The Crazy Ones is a half-hour comedy, as many of you know, that takes place in Chicago in the advertising world. It's an agency, Roberts & Roberts, owned by Sarah Michelle Gellar's character and Robin Williams' character. They play father and daughter. My character's name is Zach Cropper. He's a very confident, blindly confident, very cocksure guy, maybe over the top. So. And he plays Robin's kind of right-hand man. When they go out to pitch clients, when they go out to, in our pilot episode, they go to pitch Kelly Clarkson on trying to get her to sing a jingle, which she doesn't do. So really they just kind of get up to shenanigans and they kind of get into a lot of trouble together. They're like two little kids rummaging around together. And he looks up to Simon Roberts in many ways.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, and what are his redeeming qualities?
Yeah. It does seem as if they have made it possible for a revolving door of women. He kind of fancies himself a Lothario, if you will. I think at the end of the day, we're going to have to see redeeming qualities, otherwise you kind of get sick of seeing someone like that. I think the comedy from that will also come from the fact that, quite simply, you know, I think to watch someone who's so blindly confident is funny in and of itself. So we'll see where they take that. We haven't seen any further scripts, but I think that it's going to be interesting to watch him go on this journey. I think anyone that can jump into a recording studio with Kelly Clarkson and think he's so wonderful at singing that he wants to sing alongside of her is going to take us on a pretty interesting journey.
As if I run into my future self.
That's my Martin McFly.
I had a chance to see the pilot of the series, and I thought that you really held your own in your scenes with Robin Williams. I just wanted to know what that dynamic was like, you know, playing against him in an element that he's really well known for,
Yeah.
and perhaps maybe anything you may have learned just in that experience filming with him.
Yeah, that's improving with him and working alongside of someone of his capacity, is an incredible experience, and it's something I think from standing far back that can be pretty intimidating. And the thing that I keep saying, which I mean so honestly, is that he is such a generous actor and person that you don't feel anything but excitement and joy to go on that journey with him. And I learned this in watching him. I think there's maybe two types of improvisational artists. There's ones that are maybe selfish in the way that they do it, and they just go. And you would think almost that Robin Williams is that way only because he goes in such a unique direction. But I think the most genius thing about him in working alongside of him as an actor, is that he takes you with him. And there's an eye contact, there's an awareness of this person next to him that he does, and I think it's even subconsciously. So you never feel like he's going and you're in this dangerous place. You almost feel like you're doing a dance with him, and that's a testament to him as an actor and a comedian.